Hey everybody, welcome back to Brainiac Baseball's 1969 Seattle Pilots What If Scenario. Today's matchup features the Seattle Pilots versus the Chicago White Sox at Comiskey Park. On the mound for the Pilots today is Gene Brabender, whose record is 6-1 with a 2.59 ERA. And pitching for the White Sox today is Tommie John, whose record is 7-8 with a 3.84 ERA. And so the White Sox, they won in extra innings on a walk-off home run by pinch hitter Gale Hopkins. We brought Diego Segui in, and the first batter hits a home run off of him. So I'm enjoying the fact that we're losing games by one run and not getting blown out. We had this stretch here of 5 games where we got clobbered every game, these 5 here. And now all of a sudden we are basically winning or losing by a run. So the games are a little bit closer and a little bit more fun to watch, unless you like watching blowouts and watching me get like all mental over it. Speaking of mental, we have a player on California. We're going to look at it right now. If you watched that last series, in fact, the series where we walked it off, there was a pitcher right here, Joe Pactua, who is 0-4 in 3 innings. He's got more losses than innings pitched and an ERA of 84. And you can see here that he has absolutely been horrible, giving up 22 home runs in 3 innings. And John M. wanted to look at his log. It's not very often we get special requests to look at logs, but I think this one deserves it. So let's take a look here at this log. Wow. Home runs, let's see. 4 home runs without getting an out. 4 home runs with getting 1 out. 1 home run, 2 runs given up. You can see here, not a lot of success, and yet he is bringing that ERA down. He pitched 1 2/3 innings without giving up any. 2 walks and 2 hits, but not giving up any runs. So that's like the highlight of his season. I don't know what to do. I am against changing anything or anyone mid-season. But this type of pattern of giving up home runs, it concerns me, and it's going to just completely jack up all the numbers for the California Angels. Their ERA's at 4.47. How much worse could it be? I suppose, but it certainly has to be adding to their losses. So I'm not really sure what to do there. I will take any suggestions, whether you think we should just eliminate him from the game, or what. I don't know. So I just wanted to bring that up in case someone out there had an idea of what maybe that would be the best thing to do in that situation. Okay, let's go ahead and get started with today's game. As always, I appreciate everyone following along, like and or subscribe to the channel. We are facing another left-hander after, we had 1 or 2 righties in a row. I guess we had 2 in a row. Okay, so we have Brabender on the mound. He is our best pitcher by far, although the current White Sox lineup is batting .304 against him. All the bullpen is available except for Mudcat, who we just stuck in the bullpen and gave his spot to Gelnar, so he will be available for 2 more days. Here's our lineup versus the left-hander, Tommie John. Trying to mix it up a little bit and get all of our good players in there. That could at least maybe string together a rally against the left-hander. Fred Stanley will be in there at shortstop today. Now, speaking of shortstop, there is one free agent. So the White Sox traded Luis Aparicio to the Dodgers earlier in the year, and the Dodgers just released him. He's rated a 69, and he's asking for a lot of money. But he would be an upgrade defensively at shortstop, and clearly every shortstop we've played cannot get on base. So how much worse could it be? I don't know. We'll take a look at him after the game, and maybe some of you can weigh in on that as well. Let's go ahead and do the Pilots lineup rundown for today's ball game. Batting leadoff and playing second base is Gary Sutherland. Batting second at third base is Rich Rollins. Batting third and catching is Jerry McNertney. Batting cleanup in center field is Don Bosch. Batting fifth in right field is Tommie Harper. Batting sixth in center field is Tommie Agee. Scratch that, Agee in left field. Batting seventh at first base is Mike Hegan. Batting eighth at shortstop is Fred Stanley. And the pitcher Brabender in the ninth spot. Okay, let's take a look at Tommy John. His elbow seems to be holding up. He's thrown 126 innings pitched already. Let's look at his log. Yeah, he's made four starts. He's made 4 starts against the Pilots this year. Complete game shutout victory. 5 2/3 where he gave up a ton of runs and took the loss. Then on May 13th, he got the win going 8. Still giving up 6 though. And then on the 23rd, his least pitches thrown, threw 74 pitches going 3 2/3, giving up 9. So he is 1-3 against us this year. He's 7-8 overall with a 3.84 ERA, 66K in 126 2/3 innings pitched. He's got 4 complete games and 2 shutouts. Doesn't have a fastball. His sinker's his best pitch, rated a 91. He's got a spitball. This is not right, but whatever. Overall at 83, the 26-year-old lefty goes to free agency in 1972. Okay, take a look at their defense. They do have Woodie held back at shortstop today. They stuck a third baseman there yesterday. Ken Worthy, I believe it was. Everywhere else, they're pretty good, except for behind the plate where they have the worst catcher in the American League. I think he has a 68 arm. That's Pavletich. Okay, here we go. Gary Sutherland leading off against Tommy John. Base hit into left center field, all the way to the wall. No, we're going to hold at the double. And that is Sutherland's team leading 9th double in 27 games. He's now tied with Rich Rollins, who's up next. Rollins had that 3-double game not too long ago. Let's see if Rollins can use that bat control, hit it to the right side. Move him on over. Well, that'll get it done. Fly ball deep to right field. Walt Williams has a great arm, but Sutherland will tag and is safe at third. They're going to bring the infield in. So they think this is going to be a low-scoring game. We will ask McNertney to give us a sac fly. He's good at bunting, sac bunting. Let's see if he can give us a sac fly. This is not a guarantee anywhere he hits it. We'll see here. Oops, there we go. 2-1 count to McNertney. And he flips it down the right field line. Caught in the corner. How is that a foul out? How is that a foul out? And still, you can tag on that if it's caught. That's unfair. Don Bosch. We go to the bottom of the first. Let's take a look at the White Sox lineup rundown. Batting leadoff. Playing center field is Mack Jones. Batting second at third base is Pete Ward. Batting third at second base is George Orta. Batting cleanup, playing shortstop is Woodie Held. Batting fifth and catching is Don Pavletich. Batting sixth at first base is Bob Spence. Batting seventh in left field is Carlos May. Batting eighth in right field is Walt Williams. And the pitcher, Tommy John, in the ninth spot. Okay, Gene Brabender, making his 13th start since we pulled him from the bullpen. 6-1, a 2.59 ERA, 70 strikeouts in 94 innings pitched. Opponents are batting 199 against him. He does have a complete game shutout. Fastball topping out at 87 miles an hour. 4-pitch pitcher, 2 good ones, the slider, sinker, The two-seam fastball below average. Overall at 82. The 27-year-old righty goes to arbitration at the end of the year. Probably a candidate for the All-Star game. We'll take a look at his log. How has he done versus the Sox? He's made 2 starts. They were back-to-back. A no decision and a loss, giving up 9 runs and 18 hits in those 2 games. Oh, yeah, I think this one was on me, right? If I remember right, I think he had the lead, and we tried to push him through, and it got out of hand. I think that's what happened there. So that's on me. Certainly a much better pitcher than that. I don't know how he's doing so well. A player that I'd never even heard of before is killing it for us. There's our defense today with, of course, our deficit at second and right field, technically behind the plate, although McNertney seems to be having a good year defensively. Here we go. Mack Jones leading off 3 lefties to start the ball game. Jones came over from a trade with the Expos at the early part of April, popping it up to second. 1 down. Next man up is Pete Ward. Ward strikes out swinging. That's going to bring up the rook, George Orta, 18 years old, batting .240 with a home run. Is that an infield single? Or am I having a stroke? Nope, it was a ground ball to third. A 1-2-3 inning. We go to the top of the second with Tommie Harper leading off. Harper has a 1-2 count. Ground ball to second. Play made by Orta. 1 down. Tommie number 2. Tommie Agee shoots it right past Orta into a right center field for a base hit. Now, Tommy John is a left-hander. And we have a left-handed bat up. We are going to try to steal with Agee. We have really stopped this automatic out. You know, like we haven't really been stealing much lately because no matter what the percentage is, it seems like we have less of an opportunity to actually be successful. But we'll give it a shot here. It is Pavletich. We'll see. Stolen base on a sinker, so we'll take it. That is Agee's 17th stolen base on the year. 17 for 23. That's a good ratio. Okay, so Agee in scoring position for Hegan. Hegan doesn't hit lefties well, but he does take a lot of walks. There's a strikeout right at the bottom of the strike zone. And Fred Stanley, 250 hitter versus lefties. 1-2 count. Ground ball to third. Well, we strand another runner, go to the bottom of the second inning. Woodie held, leading off, did not play in yesterday's game. Ground ball to second. Sutherland tossing him out. 1 out. Here's the catcher, Don Pavletich. And he walks. Catcher on first. 1 down. It's a potential double play. Catcher running. First baseman at the plate. Oh no, that's 1-0. A double from Bob Spence. 11th double on the year. 1 down. Carlos May at the plate. Ground ball to short. Spence a hole. Oh! An error on Fred Stanley. And it's first and third. Bring the infield in. All right, here we go. Infield in. First and third. Walt Williams. Ground ball to second. The runner holds. Instead of turning 2, he just goes to first. What? That makes no sense. That would never happen in real life, ever. But we do have the pitcher up, Tommy John. We'll play back. Maybe get out of this just giving up 1. Tommy John batting 103, though. Fly ball to left field. Hegan. I'm sorry, that's Agee running in. And making the catch. So we do limit it to just 1 run. That's all they're going to need today. Brabender. Oh, a base hit for Brabender. Maybe 2. A double for Brabender. That may be his first hit all season. That is just as unlikely. 1 for 32. If there was a guy that was due, it was him to get lucky. So good job, Brabender. That's the tying run. I almost want to pinch hit for him. We're going to let Gary Sutherland just swing here. He's batting .348 versus lefties. I think he's more than likely to put the ball in play. Ground ball up the middle. Brabender holds. Here's Rollins. There's a base hit to right. Will Brabender score? He does score on Walt Williams. And it's tied at 1. Give Rollins an RBI single. The game is tied. This is kind of surprising. We've had a lot of surprises lately as McNertney strikes out. The game is not as predictable. I feel like as the season progresses and the players have kind of fallen into whatever their statistical pattern is, more randomness is like, I don't know, occurring, I guess, as Bosch grounds out to third. We go to the bottom of the third inning with Mack Jones leading off. We need a good inning here from Brabender after tying it up. Top of the lineup, Mack Jones, base hit. So no such luck. Will he get 2 out of it? Nope, he holds it first. Great speed, though. He very well could be going here. Pete Ward at the plate. No, 2-run home run. So much for this game as George Orta walks. Woodie held, walks. Don Pavletich. I don't know if it was a line drive or what. Double play. Bob Spence already driven in a run. A wild pitch. And strike 3. So they get 3 runs in the inning. Nothing we can do about it, so we'll keep it moving. Tommie Harper flies out to center. Tommie Agee. Base hit down the left field line. We're down 3 runs, so it would be stupid to steal here. Strike out. Fly ball off the wall? It is off the wall for Stanley, a double. Agee. Why would Agee not score from first with 2 down on a double with a 92 speed? I don't know. Second double for Stanley. And the pitcher. Of course it's the pitcher. Yeah. All right. Bottom of the 4th inning. Comebacker from May. Base hit by Walt Williams. Pull the infield in. Corners in. Tommy John's up. Ground ball to third. Plays at first. Runner on second. Mack Jones strikes out. Top of the 5th inning. Tommy John. 6 hits given up. No walks. Sutherland grounds out. Rich Rawl. Not up to first. And McNertney. Base hit to right. Bosch. Base hit to right. McNertney goes to third. The catcher goes first to third on a base hit to right, but the fastest guy on the team can't score from first on a double over the head of the right fielder. Bottom of the 5th. Pete Ward. George Orta. Woodie held. 3-run home run. So Brabender was due to get crushed. Barber in. Yeah, for whatever reason, lefties just crush Barber. Top of the 6th, Agee's up. Mike Hegan, lefty on lefty base hit. Take out Barber. We'll bring in Danny Walton. Bottom of the 6th. We'll bring in Ron to lock it down. There's little lefties coming up. I think he can handle Tommy John. Wow, he was going for it. He was headhunting him there. And yet, Tommy John took a cut. Mac Jones flying out. And Pete Ward into the hole at short. Top of the 7th. Gary Sutherland, what the hell, man? 3rd home run on the season. Like, the ratings mean absolutely nothing. This guy's rated 69 with a max of 70. Terrible defensive rating. And yet he's batting .351 with a .936 OPS. He's the best hitter on the team. Certainly against left-handers. Makes no sense. Rich Rawl. And McNertney. 2 down for Bosch. Foul ball. All right, you go to the bottom of the 7th inning. We'll let Locke get these lefties out here. Good job by Locke, going 1 1/3. We're going to bring in Skippy. Skip Lockwood to face the righties. Here's Woodie held. Ground ball to first. Hegan making the play. And Pavletich lines out to second. Top of the 8th inning, Tommy Harper. Oh, wait a minute. Wilbur Wood into the game. 11th appearance in relief. No record, 3.07 ERA. 7 Ks in 14 2/3. Opponents made .316 against him. Knuckleball. He's a knuckleball pitcher. Overall, an 82. The 27-year-old lefty goes to arbitration at the end of the year. Tommy Harper leading off. White Sox have not walked a batter today. Base hit for Agee in the center field. 11 hits. We've certainly put up the hits. We just strand everybody. Or we have fly balls in fair territory that are called foul. Bottom of the 8th inning. Let Skippy pitch here. It's going to have to get some lefties. This will be tough. Oh, wow. That was a nice curveball. Good job by Lockwood. Tries the same pitch with May popping it up. And Walt Williams. That's the first run given up by Lockwood in the majors. Home run. Here's Gale Hopkins. He had the pitch hit home run to win the game yesterday. And we're going to the 9th inning. Pinch hit for Lockwood. They're going to bring in Don Dennis, who is a righty. So I guess we'll let Darren Johnson take a cut. Here's Don Dennis. Pretty good reliever. 27-year-old righty goes to arbitration next year. Darren Johnson. Gary Sutherland. And Rich Rollins. That's the ball game. White Sox win 8-2. I had to edit out a few minutes there while I was stuck simulating. Let me just show you real quick here the free agents. So the free agent pool is compiled now with people thrown on the scrap heap, and also all the players who were not drafted in the draft from 2 weeks ago. So, you're going to see some names here, but the most important thing I think is Luis Aparicio, who is rated as 69 and would be prorated, 75,000. So it's basically we're not quite at half the season. If we look at him real quick here, I mean, he does play really good defense still. I mean, his range is not great, but his fielding numbers are good. He does have contact. He could be a hit and run guy for us. But everything else he does not do very well. And you can see he played for the White Sox this year, batted 146, went to the Dodgers, got 100 at-bats with a 210 batting average, and then they cut him. And so he is a free agent. And I think, it would be, I mean, we don't have anybody at shortstop that we can depend on. So I think that would be a really interesting choice. There are a bunch of players here, of course, that are from the draft who are not developed. If you look at their overall rating, they're pretty poor. But Ken Wrights, in real life, won a Gold Glove. I mean, he's not a player you would want to have in your lineup all the time, but he is a really good defensive third baseman, despite not having a good rating here yet. But it's going to take him 5 years to develop, and they want us to pay him a free agent salary right now at $33,000. I don't know why this game does that. I mean, if you're an undrafted free agent, the salary should be a reasonable rookie salary for AAA or at least, or whatever, whatever the single A salary is, $680 or something. That should be the way it is. I have no idea. I mean, I wonder if I can edit that. You know what? I might go in after this and edit the salary if I can. I don't know. It's a good idea, but maybe it's just not worth it. At any rate, we don't have anybody else out here that is worthy of drafting or signing. But Luis Aparicio, I think, would be a good choice. I'm going to stew on it. And also, if you have any comments or thoughts on it, let me know. Okay, let's take a look at the standings. Another ridiculous loss. San Diego still sitting on 16. We are now dropping back into fourth place, which is probably where we should be. So my question to you is, should we eliminate Joe Pacwa, or whatever his name is, from the Angels? And should I sign Luis Aparicio? Put that in there too. Headline news, Brainiac Baseball Daily Beat. Minnesota gets within 2.5 of the A's as they beat Anaheim. Killebrew, Mike Adams batting .259. White Sox win. We already know that. Okay, transactions. What do we got here? Bill Hands of the Cubbies is going to miss a couple days. No big deal. But the Bull, Greg Luzinski, will miss the rest of the year as a single-A player for the Phils. Well, that will make it more difficult to develop if you have a broken back. Let's pull up the box score and get out of here. Thanks for watching, guys. Like and or subscribe to the channel. I hope you got a chance to watch the 1986 Topps Rack Pack. That was a fun video. Our player of the game will be Tommie Agee. He had 3 hits today. I know Sutherland hit the... oh, you know what? Sutherland had the double and the home run. We got to give it to Gary. I mean, he's batting .347. He's kind of like the team MVP. Although I'm sure his time is coming where he'll start to falter. Brabender gives up 7 runs. That was overdue. And hopefully he hasn't hit the wall. That would be the worst part. The bullpen did their job. Skippy gave up his first run ever. The win goes to Tommy John, who is now, 2-3 on the year versus our team. 3 RBIs by Pavletich. Okay, that's going to do it. We're going to come back tomorrow with Game 3 of the 3-game series. Until then, everyone, have a great day.